Alright. Now, to remember where the hell I was in all this. Yeah. So I had the ship unlocked. I had the spaceship unlocked. Mechanical is unlocked. What else was there? Oh, and Channelwood. Okay, now, one key element with this game. God, this is so gorgeous. I love this so much. This is so beautiful. Alright. So, let's see how far I can get on this. One key element for the game as a whole, if you'll recall from, I don't know, second video, maybe the third, there's the blue and red books in there with some weirdos that are chilling out inside. Those are Cirrus and Achenar, who, if you watched the companion piece for Some Idiot Reads, The Journals of Myst Island, Cirrus and Achenar are actually the sons of Adris. I believe at this point in the playthrough, it is undetermined as to why in the hell they wound up trapped inside of a couple of books. That is a solid unknown. And that is what we're going to try and do, is make that unknown. So what we're going to do, first thing, we're going to go back to Channelwood, because that's the one I've been to first, and I did not do what I needed to do there. You see, I didn't actually explore everything that I needed to. I was caught up in the awe and the majesty and frogs. Alright, tree go up. Back inside. Tree go down. Run back outside. Oh, right, I can run with, I can sprint with the shift key. No, 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 no! Ha! Got it. Okay. And now we descend back into the abyss. Yeah, I have to wonder, like, I'm not gonna take the time and sit and count it, but like, you know, someone could sit here and determine the age of this tree. If you were that kind of neurotic, you could sit down, just count the rings. That'd be a thing. I had everything unlocked. Did it stay unlocked? Yes, because that's over there. That walkway. That was down when I first showed up. Now, we know from the journals that Cirrus and Achenar had spent some time here. So it would stand to reason that this elevator doesn't work. It would stand to reason that there would be some sort of sign of their being here. Okay. I just have the stairway leading up. Okay. Ooh, long climb. Alright. Now, there should be... Is it that up there? How do I get up there? You know, I'm willing to bet it's actually that up there, but where's the way up? Does this go up? Looks like it might. Let's see. Back that way. I don't see any elevator over there. Let me see. No? I think this might be it. Yeah, because it's going all the way up. Why would they wind up using all that much rope, right? Okay. So I need to reroute power. should be as simple. Let's pivot it over here. Which, if you listen carefully, you can hear the water. So we know where it's going. Okay. Which then, right, that goes here to power that. Now we go back up. Alright, as always, safety first. Aha! There it goes. Okay. I can't believe I missed this. Actually, no, I can't believe I missed this. I was so eager and so caught up and like, I can access the stairwell. I don't need this elevator. Isn't this an awesome mug? It's from Persona 4. It's so pretty. Junes. Nanako is a treasure. If you haven't played that game, do so. It's awesome. I may sit down and play that at some point. Probably not. Unless. Probably not. Maybe. Okay. Anyway. So, what do we got here? So we've got over there is, ooh, that's a very nice built hut. Up at the top of the trees. That looks very austere. And then over there, that looks like some kind of a garbage house. And then something in the middle. Oh, this one's closer, so let's go check this out. Okay. Oh yeah, this is nothing like the places down below. The places down below. Do I even have a clear shot at any of them? No. The places down below, like you'll remember, were very ramshackle, like woven reeds. I mean, look at the loose wood here. Like, okay, this is what this was. But here you've got like fine inlays, clear wood staining, extreme craftsmanship going on. I honestly wonder where this came from. And holy balls. Look. Oh, music change. Okay. So, this is just a magnificently richly appointed place. We got a red page over there, which those wound up going to Cirrus's books, or Cirrus's book. So I'm going to assume this was Cirrus's room. What do we got? Some kind of fancy looking Perrier. A fancy looking, or probably a wine. That could be a Perrier. A fine cheese with a beautiful sort of knife. That's fascinating. The cheese, is that seeds out of it? Or maybe it's rat droppings? But it's definitely intended to be a fancy looking cheese. What with the marbling and the blue. Okay. Over here, there's a fine wash basin. Oh yeah, this came from somewhere else entirely. This is not from here. This was all imported. What do we got here? Something, oh. Something vault access. Something TID in very plain view on Myst. Access can be blah if the simple blahs blah. Okay, switches. Blah these switches. To the garden. Marker switch off. Okay, I think if I go to escape. No, it wasn't escape. Ah, spacebar. Oh, there we go. Got a picture of that. That is a nice looking bed. And you know, say whatever else you want to say about him, but he's definitely, actually no, I'd say plenty about him because I think he's a complete piece of shit. But he made his bed every day, and that's kind of telling for his psychology, I would imagine. Let's take note of that. Plenty of bottles of wine. Some different colors of ink. If I remember correctly, that was a thing that Atris called out in his journal for Channelwood, was the people here made inks. And those different, there were different colors, they changed and all of that. So that tracks. I want to say this is a tool called an astrolabe. Yeah, okay, an astrolabe. What? I've never actually looked it up. I just know it's a thing. So what exactly is an astrolabe? An astrolabe is an astronomical instrument dating to ancient times, serves as a star chart and physical model of the visible heavenly bodies. Various functions also make it an elaborate inclinometer, an analog calculation device capable of working out several kinds of problems in astronomy. In its simplest form, it is a metal disc with a pattern of wires, cutouts, and perforations that allows a user to calculate astronomical positions precisely. It is able to measure the altitude above the horizon of a celestial body day or night, can be used to identify stars or planets, to determine local latitude given local time, and vice versa, to survey, or to triangulate. It was used in classical antiquity, in the Islamic Golden Age, the European Middle Ages, and the Age of Discovery for all these purposes. Okay. The astrolabe was a precursor to the sextant and is effective for determining latitude on land or calm seas. Although it was less reliable on the heaving deck of a ship in rough seas, the mariner's astrolabe was developed to solve that problem. I think this is an astrolabe. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. But, so that would then stand, if it's measuring celestial bodies, I mean, unless this actually just came from somewhere else and he just has it as a decoration, which is entirely plausible. And we have some broken chairs. Now, taking into account these chairs most certainly were imported from somewhere else, this is another bit of telling information to have. Why was this chair... Actually, no. Why were these chairs destroyed? Because we can see this one is still mostly intact, and then the excess pieces over here would assemble into a full chair. So, they're destroyed. Now, we're looking around. Given where the pieces are at and how it fell, it wasn't broken from like somebody sitting on it. That wouldn't be the case. It'd be a different break style. This looks as though it was broken by... I would assume it was broken by an impact. Like it was thrown at the wall here, maybe like at this light. I would assume the light. Otherwise, you'd probably see some scuffing. So it was thrown. It hit the fixture with enough force to actually break, which itself is curious. Or maybe it was swung at it and then dropped? Looking at the weight of these chairs, like what I would presume to be the weight of them, and the construction, this wouldn't, and the way in which this broke, I don't think this would break from being thrown unless whoever threw it was just a monster. So probably swung, which, okay, that actually would explain that chair as well. I have a theory developing here. For the record, I don't think this is actually explained anywhere, so let's see what we've got on these desks. We've got a very nice dagger. I believe that is a Chris style. I could be wrong. K-R-I-S. As well as another bottle of wine. There are so many bottles of wine. More wine and some cookies as well. Okay. And more ink of different colors. Okay. So let's take a step back and survey what we have here. Also, worth note, toothbrush. Okay. Alright. So, let's look back at this room and what these clues tell us. Now, one thing that was I commented on in the very first video, I think it was the usage of visual storytelling. Using the set pieces to explain more than you would normally get in a visual medium like this. Because, like, if it was a book, we could read about the protagonist's inferences or possibly get the perspective of somebody else, directly have the information told to us. But in this context, where we are playing as ourselves, presumably is the intent, we have to try and draw our own inferences from the information presented to us. And what I'm getting off of this scene here is clearly this room is, like, starting at the top, some of the top level stuff. This room is definitely one of someone who likes finery. They very much enjoy the more austere things in life, right? And not necessarily, I would actually argue, not at all because of the craftsmanship in and of itself. Like, Atris, for all of his hero complex savior stuff, again, check the Some Idiot Reads for the Journals of Myst Island for my loose commentary on that. If Atris is the kind of person that appreciates craftsmanship, he appreciates what he is seeing. Atris would enjoy having these sort of things around him because he appreciates what went into it to make it into what it is. But I don't think that's the case with whomever had this room. Like, I don't think this is Atris's room. One, Atris was never illustrated to have any kind of a drinking problem. Whereas whomever had this room, which I am presuming was Cirrus, they definitely did a lot of drinking. I mean, look how haphazardly. You've got the bottle just laying right there and one just hanging out. You have several by the bed. That's a telling point. You also have the broken chair, which we'll touch on that as well, how it relates to the drinking, though I'm sure plenty of you already see where that's at. But I don't think this is Atris's room. This is definitely Cirrus's. And what it says to me about Cirrus, this feels like a colonizer, point blank. Like the old European colonizers that came across the ocean to the United States. This is what this feels like, that. Where it feels as though the person that has this room views themselves as above these primitives. And this is a manifestation of that. It's not embracing what this so-called primitive culture has already. It's, I know better than what they have, and this is what's amazing. And I think that's further reinforced by the fact he's placed above them physically. In the journal for Channelwood, it called out that the individuals here viewed Atris, and subsequently, presumably his sons, as godlike figures. And I mean, I'm seeing that being leaned into here in a very subtle, underscoring way, but also subtle but undeniable. And there's other things to also support, to like the wanting the finer things in life for the sake that it is quote unquote finer. Like that cheese. That cheese is not something that you see any indication of the people here. They're a hunter-gatherer society. If even hunters. I don't really see much indicating hunt down below. I could be wrong. But they definitely are at least gatherers, and they haven't gone far beyond that. So they're not developing cheese, so the cheese had to come from somewhere else. And the same, obviously, with the wine. Now, the ink is definitely from here. We can reasonably assert that, but the bottles wouldn't be. I would say that whomever has this room, again, most likely Cirrus, they had a problem with alcohol. For a room that is otherwise so fastidiously clean and organized, the laying down of that bottle there, the bottles laying by the bed, which is typically an area that needs to be kept sacrosanct because it's a place of rest, it's a shelter, like on a core level. That speaks to these are spaces where it was lost, where the control was let go of. It would not be a huge leap of logic to assume that would then lead to violent fits of anger, which could manifest as, say, taking a fine and valuable piece of craftsmanship in the form of a chair and swinging it at a wall. And then once it's destroyed, and some part of your brain going, oh crap, I did that, now I'm also angry about doing that, and then smacking down another one of your chairs in a sort of petulant anger, before probably staggering off and going back to sleep.